Apple Brandy on the Rocks has to be one of my favorite fragrances from Kilian's. I'm jumping right in with sprays off this one. I can't even wait for this at all. This is absolutely just amazing for the colder months coming up. It's one of my top fragrances for cooler weather. There, I said it. Look at this glass bottle. It's absolutely amazing. I just love Kilian's branding. Let's get this cap off. We'll do some sprays. Very nice atomizer. We'll do 3 in the air. Can you see that? Oh, it smells amazing.
The notes of Apple Brandy on the Rocks are cardamom, bergamot, apple rum, brandy, pineapple, vanilla, moss, and Braxton balm, and cedarwood.
And here we go, 3 on skin, 2 and 3. Oh, so good. It is so good. It is so good. Right off the top, as soon as you smell this fragrance, you get assaulted, pure beaten down by booze. This is a boozy fragrance. Brandy and rum just tantalize you, but that's not all. You know what else you get? You get the booze. The booze is there as you'd expect, but you get apple, like a green apple. Not a crisp apple, but like a spicy, drizzled in cinnamon baked apple. This is like apple pie that's just flooded with booze, and I absolutely love it, and I think all of you probably will like this if you smelled it. In fact, I've never met a person who hasn't liked this fragrance. Let's do one more spray. I gotta do one more spray. I just wanna smell it. I wanna try to pinpoint what these spices are. So right off, you get the apple pie vibe, and it's cinnamon for sure. And then it's almost like maybe cardamom. Cardamom, is that how you say it? Or is it cardamom? Cardamom. Like a mom. Cinnamon, cardamom, fresh baked apples dipped or drizzled, whatever you prefer, in like brandy. Not your friend Brandy, not her, but like brandy, the booze, the liquor. Brandy and rum, that vibe is in this bottle. I absolutely love this fragrance, I really do, but there is one thing that keeps it from being a perfect 10 out of 10 for me, and we'll talk about what that is later in my opinion. Ah, it's so good. As this starts to dry down, I mean, it definitely gets sweeter. I think it really teeters the line of like what a gourmand fragrance is. Like, it's not cupcakey like straight edible apple pie, but I mean, it is boozy. So if you considered boozy edible, which boozy is edible, then I guess you could call this a gourmand. For the sake of arguing this, I would say that there is a difference between gourmand fragrances, like edible, cupcake, vanilla, sweet fragrances, and boozy fragrances. Personally, I classify them in 2 different categories. This is boozy, all the way. You also get some woody and like some vanilla notes come through, a little bit ambery as this starts to dry down a little bit. The thing is, something that's it's not odd about this fragrance, but it comes off a little bit heavy to me. And I don't mean like overpowering heavy, but like muddled. Is that the word we're gonna say? A little bit muddled? Not muddled, but like, it's like a blanket, right? It kind of just like, it's like on you. It like attaches to you. It doesn't really project. We'll get about the projection later, but that's kind of how I feel wearing this. You feel like you're surrounded like this tense, close cloud. And I don't know where that's coming from. It could be from the concentration of this. I'm guessing it's like probably, what is the fuck? What is this? It's probably coming from the concentration. I don't really know what, it doesn't really say. What is this, a parfum, eau de parfum? I know like parfums sit closer to the skin. It's like heavier notes to give it that like denseness, that luxury vibe. Let's just say that in warmer weather, this could come off as a bit cloying maybe to some people, a bit too sweet, but in the colder months, it definitely cuts through, and I think it's absolutely amazing. I mean, I really do love this fragrance. Let's take another look at the bottle here. Look at that. It's like pure crystal glass. Very, very nice. I think this fragrance is completely unisex, so don't even worry about that. It's really just hard to describe which way it leans. It's just unisex right down the middle. And this is definitely for the cooler months. We're talking fall, this thrives. I think this will thrive in cold winters too, probably spring. You know, you might not want to wear it, like I said, in summer in the hotter months because it can become a little bit cloying. It's just a little bit too much for that. This could be office safe or work job safe, but I mean, I guess it really depends on your job. I mean, if you're a teacher, you probably don't want to smell like apple and booze around all the students, but I don't know, if you're a firefighter, you probably already smell like that, so it won't matter. I mean, and as far as when to wear this, I would say both day and night, although, who's calling me? Yes, I have the default ringer on my phone. This personally to me would absolutely slay on date nights. In the cooler months, it just seems like it would be really, really good. So that's my thing. Cooler nights, more of a nighttime fragrance to me. And who would wear something like this? To me, I picture somebody like Velma from Scooby-Doo wearing this. I feel like she would wear this like on a date, like trying to go on a date, but like, I don't know, Scooby would follow her around because it smells so good trying to eat her, so she'd always be running away and not knowing that it would attract monsters. They would just be like captivated by this warm, spicy apple pie fragrance. Let's talk about the price of this bad boy. So, this is an expensive fragrance. The 50 ml is $250. This is the 100 ml, and this retails, this is a retail prices for roughly $415. Now, I know that is a very expensive fragrance. We can all agree that. This is an expensive line. All their fragrances are top tier, niche quality, but honestly, I think the smell justifies the price. I mean, nothing justifies those prices, let's be honest. It's a little bit high, but you can find these cheaper out there. You can find these on discounters. They do come down in price. If you can get this for around $200 or $180 for the 50, that's a good deal in my opinion. But if you do want to get samples of these, I do have them available at the Fragrance Channel Decants. I'll have that link down below. Check that out if you want to get a sample and you don't want to buy a full bottle. Now let's talk about the projection and the longevity of these fragrances. The longevity is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it lasts roughly, I mean, I got easily 6 hours where you could smell this pretty good on you. I mean, it was a little bit faint, but 6 hours it lasted. Not any longer than that, unfortunately. My huge gripe with this fragrance that keeps it from getting a perfect 10 out of 10 score for me is like just the projection of this fragrance, right? Like you spray it on, I did like, let's do a couple more here. So I already did what, 3 in this video, 3 or 4? We'll do 2, 3 more. So you smell it, but it's not strong. It's not a beast mode fragrance. It'll last on your skin for a good 6 hours, but I feel like arm distance away, someone will smell you, but after about 4 hours, it almost just turns into a skin scent. It really does. If you want to wear this throughout the day, you're gonna have to bring a little sample of it and just re-up. It'll probably be good on like date nights if you just apply it. You know, the date's a couple hours, they'll smell it. But I mean, given the high price tag, the performance just isn't quite there for me. It's just not. And how can we make this a 10 out of 10? Like, I just wish they would make this stronger. If this was beast mode, this would be one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Right now, it's in like my top 5 for the cooler months. I just love it so much. That smell is great. But if it was beast mode, I wanna see like, I don't know, like a Eau de Extrait, is that right? I want to see like an Eau de Extrait edition of this. Give me an elixir, that's what everyone's doing, right? I just want this like amped up. Amp that apple note up just intensely and just let it linger forever. And this would be a perfect fragrance. One of my favorite things to do with this fragrance too is layering this. One of my favorite layering combinations is the apple brandy on the rocks. I don't even know why I can't even say that. Apple brandy on the rocks. And I like to layer it with by Kilian's, the same brand, Angel Share. Layering these two is absolutely amazing. In fact, I'm gonna do a spray of Angel Share over the, did you see that little poof spray? It didn't even come out. Sprayers, oh. And if you're not familiar with Angel Share, I did a video, I'll link that up here, and it smells like a cinnamon roll dunked in cognac. So what do you get when you layer these two? You get like an apple cinnamon roll dunked in booze, and the combination is absolutely fantastic. Thanks again for stopping by. This is the Fragrance Channel. My name is Ryan, and I'll be here, well, all week I'll be here, right? I'll be here all week.